Let me tell you something that might change the way you see attraction forever. You can have the perfect outfit, perfect hair, perfect makeup, and still feel invisible. And then there's someone else, not necessarily the most beautiful person in the room, but when they walk in, you feel them. That is energy. And before you dismiss that word as something vague or spiritual, stay with me. Okay? Energy is simply the emotional state you carry consistently. Okay? It's the way you regulate yourself. It's the way you enter a room. It's the way you look at someone. It's what people feel when they are around you. And here's the truth you need to understand. People are not attracted to perfection. Okay, they are attracted to coherence. When your inner world is chaotic, insecure, needy, anxious, it leaks. Okay, even if you try to hide it. And when your inner world is grounded, self-aware, calm, that leaks too. Okay, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you consistently embody. Like if you constantly feel like you need validation, you will attract people who sense that and either feed on it or run from it. If you constantly feel like you are not enough, you will overcompensate by oversharing, over explaining, over giving. And that doesn't create attraction. It creates imbalance. Like real attraction begins when you stop chasing it. And I know that sounds frustrating, but think about this. Have you ever noticed how the most magnetic people are not trying to impress anyone? They are present, they are relaxed, they are not scanning the room to see who is watching them. They are not adjusting themselves every 5 seconds. They are just there. And that just there is powerful because it says, I am comfortable in my own skin. Like energy is deeply connected to self-perception. Okay, if you wake up every day criticizing yourself, doubting yourself, questioning your worth, that becomes your baseline vibration and people feel it. Not consciously maybe, but subconsciously. Like your body language changes, your voice changes, your eye contact changes. You look away too quickly. You laugh too nervously. You rush your words, you apologize for existing. Like now imagine the opposite. Imagine you wake up and you don't attack yourself. You move slower, you speak clearly, you don't overshare to feel silence, you don't perform for approval. That shift alone changes how people respond to you. Inner energy influences attraction because attraction is emotional before it is visual. You can admire someone visually, but you feel drawn to someone emotionally. And emotional attraction is built on three things: stability, mystery, and self-trust. Okay, stability means you don't react to everything. You are not dramatic, you don't explode or collapse at every inconvenience. Mystery means you don't give your entire story in the first 5 minutes. Okay, you allow people to discover you gradually. Okay, self-trust means you don't need constant reassurance. And all three of these are internal states, not makeup products, not outfits, internal states. Okay, this is why two people can look similar on the outside, but one feels magnetic and the other feels forgettable. Okay, energy is the difference. And here's something important. Your nervous system plays a huge role in this. Like if you are constantly anxious, overstimulated, addicted to your phone, comparing yourself, rushing everywhere, your nervous system is dysregulated. And the dysregulated nervous system feels chaotic. People might interpret it as intensity, but long term, it feels unsafe. Okay, calm is attractive, grounded is attractive. Someone who can sit in silence without panicking is attractive. Someone who listens without interrupting is attractive. Someone who walks into a room without immediately looking at their phone is attractive. Okay, presence is rare now, and rarity creates value. But let's go even deeper. Like sometimes you say you want a high value partner, confident friends, powerful opportunities, but internally you are insecure, self-doubting, inconsistent. There is a mismatch. Like Energy doesn't lie. If you want to attract better, you have to become better aligned. Okay, not better as in superior, better as in integrated. Okay, when your thoughts, actions, and standards align, you become solid. And solid people don't need to beg for attention. They don't compete loudly. They don't try to be the most interesting person in the room. They focus on becoming. And becoming is quiet, okay? This is why working on your inner world is the most powerful glow up you will ever have. Like, ask yourself, do I feel whole alone? Or do I feel valuable only when someone is watching me? Because if your energy depends on external attention, you will always feel unstable. Real attraction is effortless because it is rooted in self-sufficiency. Okay, not coldness, not arrogance, self-sufficiency. Like, you enjoy connection, but you don't depend on it to feel worthy. Okay, that balance is powerful, and I want you to understand something else. Inner energy is built in private. Okay, it's built in how you speak to yourself when nobody hears. It's built in whether you keep promises to yourself. It's built in whether you respect your own boundaries. Like, you can't fake that long term. So instead of asking, how do I become more attractive? Start asking, is my inner world peaceful? Do I trust myself? Do I regulate my emotions? Do I move with intention? Because the moment your energy becomes calm and self-assured, you stop chasing attraction. And ironically, that's when it starts chasing you. Not because you changed your face, but because you changed your frequency of being. And that shift changes everything. And this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. I see you in the next video. Bye.